In this video, I'm going to show you the softwares that I used as a freelancer to scale up to a full-time income. These softwares have made my life so much easier, and even after transitioning away from being a full-time freelancer, I still continue to use a lot of these. So I hope this video is going to be helpful for you. Make sure to stick until the end so you can take advantage of all this amazing technology. My name is Vince. I help creatives to master video editing, Photoshop, and also make money from their skill set. So without any further ado, let's get right into software number one. So my number one software recommendation for you is none other than Notion. Notion is a free-to-use platform and it's amazing for so many different things. I actually run my CRM in Notion. I run my client management in Notion. So all the different pieces of content that are going out on the different, platforms, they are all tracked inside of Notion. I also script my YouTube videos. I do my content calendar in Notion. So many different things. And don't forget, it's a free software, right? So it is super powerful. If you learn how to use Notion, I'm not that big of a master of it, but I know some people who really can utilize its capabilities and features when they learn things like databases and so on, and they can build out amazing systems in Notion. So I highly recommend you to use it yourself as a freelance editor or just a freelancer in general to manage your clients. You can do things like scripting out videos and planning videos there, running a content calendar, and you definitely want to have a CRM as a freelancer. A CRM is a customer relationship manager, right? Basically, you are going to be tracking your whole sales process in there, and you don't want to be just, blindly trying to get clients. No, you want to have a system that you take someone through from, not even knowing about you to reaching out to them, getting them familiar with your services, and then eventually closing them for a deal, right? So you want to make sure that as a freelancer, you have a CRM. You want to make sure you are tracking your sales and your leads and everything. And you can do that inside of Notion as well. There are plenty of other CRM options as well. And like Pipedrive and so on, but most of them are paid and pretty expensive. So Notion is a pretty good free option for that as well. Let's move on to number two. So software number two that I used to make thousands and thousands of dollars freelancing is Slack. And Slack, the reason I like it is because you can keep all your clients streamlined inside of Slack. And in general, I am a big fan of keeping your communication with all your different clients you work with in one platform, right? Recently, I started using Discord for communication, but with my clients that I work with on a done-for-you basis, I still keep it on Slack because it's just much more professional. Everybody uses it for work specifically. I'm a big fan of using Slack and keeping all your client communications streamlined there in one place instead of having, one client communicating with you through iMessage, one client through WhatsApp, one client through Messenger. Things are going to get lost if you are all over the place. So just keep everything streamlined in one app, just like Slack. Number three recommendation I have for you guys is Stripe. So if you are, into this new online wave, then you have definitely heard about Stripe. It's a payment processor, and there are also some other great alternatives. Just try to avoid PayPal if you can, because they are usually the biggest pain in the ass processor. But the reason Stripe is so amazing compared to just regular bank transfers is because you can set your clients, if you have retainer clients, on auto billing. They just put in their card and it's going to charge them every single month at the same time. And the reason why that's amazing as a service provider is because, instead of them having to manually type in their card every time or manually send you a bank transfer, it reduces the friction of the payment basically to zero, because just like how you are subscribed to things like Spotify, you don't even think about the payment, right? Like you signed up for it and you already forgot you are paying for it. And just like that with even bigger purchases, like having you as a service provider on, if they don't have to rethink whether they should keep paying you or not every time they would need to send the monthly bank transfer, instead it just charges their card automatically. That's going to help you increase your client retention quite a lot. So for that reason alone, I think it's worth it. Stripe does charge a percentage fee, so it will be a bit more expensive to run things through software like Stripe instead of just doing regular bank transfers. But in the end, I think it's worth it because it's much more convenient for your client, and that should be your number one priority, to make everything as streamlined and easy for your clients so you reduce friction. Number 4 recommendation is actually two different things, and I don't really have necessarily a specific recommendations in this bucket, but you want to have some sort of a royalty-free music solution. My favorite one for that is Epidemic Sound, and you want to have some sort of a, royalty-free stock footage website that you can use in all your client projects, where you can also get some nice graphics templates, because trust me, these two kind of softwares are going to save you so much time, because you won't have to be, hunting for royalty-free music. You can just find everything in one place. It's organized, it saves you a bunch of time. And something like Epidemic Sound is really not expensive. It's like $10, but most of the time you can actually have your clients pay for that anyways if you're using it for their accounts. Something like Storyblocks is what I used for, stock footage, is also amazing. It can save you a bunch of time. Really just level up all your client videos and your own projects as well. And you can find some amazing motion templates from these kind of websites, and instead of you having to spend hours and hours animating inside of Premiere Pro or anything like that, you can just download a template, drag and drop it, and make it look amazing in 1/100th of the time. Recommendation number 5 is Google Sheets and Google Docs. Now you might be surprised, because you are like, oh, I only use Google Doc for like writing essays in school, and I use Google Sheets in like info lessons. But to be honest, these two tools are completely free, and they are super powerful for running an actual operation. My personal belief is that even if you're a freelancer, you need to treat it as a business, right? You don't want to be just like running things completely randomly. You want to make sure you have systems and processes in place for your finances. You want to have SOPs, which are standard operating procedures, which is basically just processes written down into documents. You want to have all these systems in place to run your operation as a solo freelancer. So if you eventually maybe want to transition more towards an agency, you will already have those processes in place. But just in general, to keep your mental sanity, it helps a lot to keep everything organized and have systems. And Google Docs and Google Sheets are amazing for creating systems. I use Google Docs for creating a lot of the SOPs for my companies, and I use Google Sheets to manage things like finances, to track finances, and you can create amazing templates in there as well. So these are two recommendations I have, completely free to use, and both very powerful softwares. Number 6 recommendation, Calendly. If you are still going back and forth with your clients trying to set up a meeting and find a time when both of you are available, you really should stop doing that. In the day of automated schedulers, you really have no reason to keep doing that, because with something like Calendly, you can literally just send your clients or prospects a link, and they can choose a time when you are available, and they are also available from your scheduler. They put in their name, their email, and it's automatically going to send them a meeting link as well. So everything is super streamlined, super organized, easy to use for both parties. It's going to save you a ton of time and headache to set up meetings with something like Calendly or Equity Scheduling or any of these automated schedulers. And software number 7 is Loom. Loom is a screen recording software, and you might be thinking like, oh, I already know about a lot of screen recording softwares like OBS and so on, but Loom is much different, because with Loom, you can just click one button, it's going to start your screen recording. You can also have your little face cam in one of the corners. Super easy and intuitive to use, and once you stop the recording, it's going to be automatically uploaded to Loom, and you can send your clients or whoever you are sending the screen recording to a link, and there is no upload time, like no waiting time. It's immediately available. So it's just like if they were right next to you and you wanted to show them something on your screen. So with things like revisions, or if you are trying to explain something specific to your client, it's super useful, especially also if you have team members later on. Loom is amazing for quick explanations and communication. You can also change the speed of the playback when the person is watching it. So it is truly amazing and powerful tool, and it saves me so much time with my communication. So I hope you guys got a lot of value from this video, and I highly recommend you to start implementing some of these tools for your own freelance operations, so you can scale up to 5, 6, 7, even 8K a month, and make freelancing a full-time thing for you. If you want to learn more about how to create amazing content, check out my program Magnetic Editing. And if you are trying to get some more direct help personally from me with either editing or more specifically getting high ticket paying clients as a freelancer or a creative agency, then apply for my one-on-one consulting. This is only for super serious people who want to work with me one-on-one. It's a multi-$1,000 investment minimum, but if you are interested in that, check it out. Anyways, I hope you guys found this valuable, and I will see you in the next one.